Hello, welcome. In today's tutorial, we're going to continue from where we stopped. So we are still on logarithmic differentiation. So this is example 3. The question asks us to find the dy dx of this function s squared plus 3 all to the power of x. So how are you going to do it? Now the first thing I would like us to remember is this. You should remember that whenever you are asked to find the ln of the function or find the derivative of the function ln of maybe a. So what you're going to do is that you're going to differentiate the argument. The argument is a and that is 1. All right. Then you are going to what? When you differentiate it, so you drop the 1 and you put it here. Do you understand? You differentiate the argument, right? Then over that argument. If you differentiate a, that will give us 1. Then you put over a, which is the argument. So you should take note of that and you should always remember that. All right, so moving on, we have what? We have this particular question. So we let y be s squared plus 3 all to the power of x. So that's our y. And we need the derivative of that function. So what are we going to do? Before we can do anything, so this x that is here, so we find means of taking it down. So now to do that, we're going to introduce logarithm to the both sides. So I'm going to be introducing the natural logarithm, all right? And that will be ln y equals ln of s squared plus 3 then to the power of x. So now from there, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to have ln y, okay, is going to be the x, we have to come down. We have x ln of what? S squared plus 3. All right. So now from here, the next thing we're going to do here, we have applied logarithm to the both sides of the equation. So you can see that the x is now what? Is no more a power. All right. So we continue from there. The next thing we're going to do is to differentiate with respect to x. Differentiate with respect to x. So now to differentiate with respect to x, what are we going to do? Now we're going to have what? We're going to have to differentiate ln of what? Ln of y with respect to x, and we differentiate this one also with respect to x. So the two sides of the equation we're going to differentiate. All right. So now the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to have the ln of y. So to differentiate ln of y, we're going to have what? We're going to have 1 dy dx, because it is y you are differentiating, so you must multiply your differentiation by dy dx. Now equals, now here we have x is a function and ln of n squared plus 3 is another function. So that is to say, we are going to use product rule. So we are going to keep x, we keep x like this, then we'll differentiate what? We're going to differentiate ln of s squared plus 3. And according to what I said from the beginning, when you have this, so you are going to differentiate the argument. The argument is s squared plus 3, you differentiate it, then divided by the argument itself. Are you getting it? So this is what you're going to have. What is what? What is the derivative of the argument? That is 2x, all right, because the derivative of 3 will be 0. Then divided by the argument itself plus 3. Understood? Then we're going to add plus, because we are using product rule, plus we are going to keep ln of n squared plus 3 this time around, and we differentiate what? We're going to differentiate x. So now to differentiate x, we have 1, then multiply by ln of what? Ln of s squared plus what? Plus 3. All right. So now what's the next thing we're going to do? So let's try to simplify further. So from there, we're going to have what? We're going to have 1 over y dy dx, okay, is going to be, now here, this x, we have to multiply the 2x. We're going to have 2s squared divided by s squared plus 3. All right, then plus 1 times all of this, we're going to have ln of s squared plus 3. Understood? So the next thing we're going to do, let's try to put this in brackets. in a bracket like this. And don't forget that what we are looking for is that we are looking for dy dx. This. So to make dy dx the Story formula, so it means that we are going to multiply both sides of the equation by what? By y. Multiply by y, and we are going to multiply by y. You can see from there, this we cancel this, right? So we are going to be left with dy. We're going to have dy dx is now going to be, now let me put the y, let me put it here, is y. So we're going to do replacement. The y is given to be here is given to be y is this. So we're going to replace it. So x squared plus 3 all to the power of x. That is our y. So we go. So we're going to have what? We're going to have dy dx is now going to be, what is y? Y is s squared plus 3 all to the power of x, then into bracket 2s squared over s squared plus 3, then plus ln of s squared plus 3. And that's what, and that becomes our solution. You understand? So that becomes our solution. So if you enjoy the class, please, I want you to share this, to your friends, your colleagues, so they can learn from this. All right, and that's the end of the class. Thank you so much for watching. Please share. Thank you. Bye.